With the constant rise of AI tools such as ChatGPT, everyone is creating content now, which means it's more important than ever to stand out from the crowd. So, how can you use AI tools such as ChatGPT to save up your time and yet create personalized and unique content that can make you stand out from the crowd? So, here are 3 ways you can use AI tools to save up your time and create personalized and unique content. So, number 1, just create a piece of content that looks generic at first. Like you can say, if you're consistent for 6 months, you can change your life. This is very generic content. Now, how can you stand out? So, for example, you just stayed consistent for 6 months and it changed your life, right? So now you have some context to give, some context to add that can separate you from the crowd. So you can say, for example, what I could say is, it took me 600 and something days to grow from 1,000 to 20,000 followers, and nothing good happened in the first 365 days, right? And then in the next this much days, I grew from this much to 20,000. So this is now very personalized content, right? It was generic at first, but then I added some context and then made it personalized. So this is what you can do. Pick a generic piece of content, add your context and make it personalized. Now the second method is you write your whole story from the day you started till now. For example, you started in let's say January 2020. So from January 2020 to this May 2023, just write down your journey very briefly, like what happened, how you started, what tools you use, and then you face this obstacle, then you learn this and that, then you achieve this, but with client, all this. So just write a brief story so that then you can use that story as your content. How? For example, you jumped on your sales call and you learned something, right? So that sales call experience could be your content. You can share like, this is how my first sales call went, or this was my experience with the first sales call, or these are the mistakes I made on the first sales calls. That was the method on my first sales call, and now this is what I do. So you can convert that into content. Just write down your story and convert it into content. The third thing what you can do is you can write down everything you are doing daily, right? For example, today, let's say you are learning sales, right? Then tomorrow you create that content. Then you learn something about content, carousel of Photoshop. So just whatever you are doing, or maybe you are making mistake. For example, you jumped on a call with a client, you didn't hand the client, you made some mistake, so you analyze that. Or you observe something. For example, you observe that, okay, single posts are again performing on Instagram. So you notice this. So okay. So whatever you're observing, you're doing, you're learning, you're making wins, just note them down at the end of the day and then use them as a piece of content, right? For example, you just notice that reach on Instagram singles are back. So you can create a content on that reach on Instagram singles are back. Or maybe you again then tried posting a few singles, you notice, okay, these are really performing low. This was the reach, or you compare it to anyone. So now you have the data as well to back it up. So you can now create a content on that, or maybe you can write that I jumped on a call with a client to sell my offer and this was the mistake I made. This is why I didn't land the call. So you can create content, something about don't do this mistake on call with client or on the sales call, or whatever you want to write it down. So now you can create content based on your own experience. So now you can really stand out because nobody is literally doing everything same to same. Whatever you're doing, yeah, something will be common, but not everything. So this is how you can stand out. So these are the 3 ways to create unique and faster content. I hope you like this video. If you do, please like this video and subscribe the channel below. Thank you.